Howdy followers. I've been quarantining for a while now, and as you can see, fucked around a bit with my hair. Today I'm going to be shaving down my sides, doing like an at-home trim. So like in between when you're going to your barber or hairstylist and make it look cleaner. My routine I like to use a half size all the way up to like about a 4 is what I'll do. And then I have like some shears and some thinning shears. We'll see if we have to use them towards the end. It's kind of like hit and miss when I actually use those or not, because most of the time I end up just using the buzzers, which is interesting because apparently it's hard to do, but I've been doing it for years, so I just kind of have gotten used to it. If you do it close enough in between, you won't really have to do too much pin up and stuff to hold back like the longer hair and things like that, because you'll already kind of have like that base. You're actually gonna get a good look at it because it is blonder and dark underneath. Anyways, let's get to it. So to start with, I'm just gonna use one of these angled pieces. It comes with most standard like setups. I'm just gonna be using left, right to start with, and then I'm just gonna go from there, because what I'll do is right around the ears and the neck, and I'll kind of go from there. Also with the levers, so on the side, if you have it all the way forward, it's gonna make it the shortest length. Whereas if you go back, it's gonna separate the clipper. I'll usually do pretty close to the front if I'm having a piece on, especially like starting around the ear and like my neck, because I like it nice and short. So now that I've already kind of like started digging into the side, pushed it back a little so it wasn't like all the way harsh set, like super short. And I pushed it up just like a tiny bit, so it gives me a little bit extra space if I did cut it too short, that I could even it out. So always kind of give myself a little bit of like a buffer. Now that I've already cut down the edge, what I'm gonna do is like start making it shorter up the side to my liking. So I always go front to back too. I always go with the grain of the hair. Alright, so I've kind of trimmed both sides. I'm gonna go back probably a little bit right here, but also like each side sits differently. So this one sits a lot like flatter because I'm like normally pulling it back, whereas this side sits a lot more like fluffy and out because I'm always combing it over like to this side. So it's gonna sit a lot different. So like what I like to do is almost kind of like cut my hair right after a day where I just did my hair, or even the night after, where like the hairspray or like, you know, product's still in there, so it's kind of still got its shape. These are my sides that I've done. To the back you kind of just wing it as best as you can. Yeah. afterwards what I'll do is I'll start going smaller. So this is the 1.5, because pretty much the smallest size that I used was on the angle, so the smallest edge right there wasn't closest to my ear. So I like doing a 1.5, and then I'll go down to the half size, and then that's probably what I'll do for this, and then I'll fade it into the side right here. After I've cut all my hair and everything, I like to clean up around my neck. I like to do this actually on my own, like every 2 days or so that it doesn't get too long, and so it's easier to track the markings along where you actually have your hairline. I kind of waited a little bit, so I'm going to be kind of freehanding it, which makes it a little bit hard, but if you have anyone else who can help you, this is actually one of the easiest things. I'll use this. It's a Philips Norelco. It's actually pretty easy to use. You can't cut your neck really at all, and it's like a little buzzer, so that's what I found to be the best thing to do that. If I didn't do anything in the video that you wanted to see, or you have any questions or anything like that, just DM me or comment below and I'll get back to you with a follow-up video or just follow up on your question. So yeah, thanks for watching.